Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. My name is Ash, and today I'm doing a quick review for Defend the Rook on Xbox. Now, this was released on the 16th of March 2023. It's developed by 1UP Plus, and it's published by Klabater, who were kind enough to send us a copy for this review. Now, Defend the Rook is a very interesting game. It's a roguelike tactics board combat style game combined with tower defense elements. So basically, you play as this guy who's controlling these three heroes, and they're not really heroes. From the story that gets played out, he's using their sort of like memories, like they're not the original heroes, but they're based off of past heroes who've obviously long since died, and you're using these heroes to sort of defend the realm for the queen and stuff like that. Now, the game plays on like a tactics board. You will deploy your heroes at the beginning of the game, and you'll go through a variety of different waves across a variety of different battles. Now, at the end of each wave, once you've defeated all of the enemies, you will have one of three options on how to upgrade your heroes. Now, these are sometimes temporary, sometimes to do with what's happened in the battle. Like, if you've took a lot of damage, one of the options will be to heal, etc. And you can basically pick which one you want for each of your heroes. Now, at the end of each battle, once you've finished like each of these sections, there's multiple sort of waves, and then you'll get to a boss level, defeat the boss, and then that's that battle over. Once the battle's over, you can spend your experience to upgrade your heroes with new abilities from an ability tree. And you can also spend the money you have earned and collected to upgrade your tower defences, basically, as well as your sort of... You have your towers, and these are... You place them on rocks, basically, so they don't move, and they are sort of AI controlled, and there's a variety of different towers. Each of them have different style abilities and attack patterns and stuff, but you can also lay different kinds of things down. You can have like an ice spike trap to slow your opponent down. You've got barrels to sort of block people from going through certain passages and stuff like that, to sort of try and push opponents to go into your sort of area you want. And you can then spend your coin to upgrade these with more health and more damage and stuff like that. Now, the game itself is a really simple to play game once you get used to it. You basically, like I say, you have your heroes, and you sort of like, you have like a floating... I don't want to say it's a character, but it's like a thing that floats around, and it's like a support character as such, but it isn't a hero. So you place these on the board, you'll move them around, obviously, into combat with enemies. Now, you can do ranged attacks, you can do close combat attacks, you can obviously do environmental damage to your opponents. You also have special abilities, like magical abilities you can use as well, but you can only use them a limited amount of time during each game. You will move your characters, do your attacks, end your turn, then your opponent will go, and you will take this in turn until either you win or you die. Now, once you're sort of leveled up higher, you start to sort of run through the levels much easier. Like when you first start, it's very much a sort of tactical, sort of trying to keep all of your characters alive, keep them from being killed, sort of maybe running in quickly, then running out, and then running in with your sort of more tanky sort of hero instead of your rogue sort of hero. But I really enjoy it, and I'm not a big roguelike fan. I don't really like the genre, but this game, for me, was much easier than a lot of other roguelikes I've played. Now, this may not be something you want to hear. Like I say, you're not going to struggle as much as with some of the more side-scrolling roguelikes and stuff I've played. I feel like if you've just used your brain, this game is so much easier, and you do get quite a lot of upgrades and stuff like that as you progress, and some of the upgrades change how you play. Like, you can minimise your movement on one of your heroes but to do more damage, or you can increase your movement, it minuses your attack, like baseline, but the more you move, the higher attack you do. So it's all about sort of taking like run-ups to do your attacks. And I like that sort of customization and sort of changing of each of the characters as you play. Now, I also like the boss fights in the game. I especially like the sort of piratey Viking one that kept spawning cannons as he was popping up. It did give me a run for my money, and I felt, oh no, one of my characters may die here, but all went well in the end, and I managed to beat him. Now, like I say, the game plays across a variety of different battles as you progress through. Now, these are basically randomly generated every time. You're not going to play the same game as you've played it before. It's nice in that sort of sense. I do like this type of game. Now, I've never been the biggest tactics fan, but I actually really enjoyed this one. I thought the different types of characters and enemies you played against were really interesting. They go from like goblins to marauders to giant orcs. You have like wolves and stuff. All of them having their own sort of attack sort of strategies and strengths and weaknesses. They have health bars and armor and stuff like that you all have to take into account. Like, do you want to run in when they've got their armor up, or do you want to sort of pick them off to destroy their armor before running in and doing more damage? Really cool. Yeah, like I say, I highly recommend this one. I've never been the biggest fan, but for a roguelike tactics game, this one is really good. Now, I do think it wouldn't be as good if it wasn't for all the upgradable sort of towers and stuff like that. I do love a tower defense game. I recently did a review about a tower defense game on the channel. You can check that out. And I think that really adds to this game. It adds a different sort of way of playing. You can sort of place them in certain points and sort of try to get your enemies to sort of run through them. Or you can sort of hold them up so that the tower does more damage while you're holding them in a certain spot. But you get all the procedurally generated roguelike stuff you normally get with, like, obviously different sort of enemy waves and different areas and stuff. I thought it was really good. It's nothing to do with chess. You might think that based on the name, but it's not, other than it having a board. And it may not be for you if you prefer your more hardcore roguelike style games. Now, there are different sort of difficulty levels that you can sort of choose. If you want to make them harder, you can try it on a harder difficulty. But I definitely recommend this for someone who wants to get into this type of genre, but maybe has been put off by sort of the difficulty spikes in some other previous games. Because I've played some and I've not enjoyed them because I've just died over and over again. Now, the game's priced at £12.49. It's playable on Xbox One and Xbox Series X and S. It's also available on Steam and other consoles. And there's also a supporter edition as well, which comes out at £16.74. Now, the supporter edition includes the supporter pack. Now, the supporter pack includes an art book with sketches documenting the process of creating the arts of the game. It comes with a dev book with information on the game and the devs, and it includes the soundtrack as well with all the music loops from the game. So you don't get any sort of extra in-game content as such. It doesn't extend the game in any sense of the word in that sense. But if you like the game, I definitely recommend picking that version up as well to support the devs. You can also buy the supporter pack separately. It is more expensive, but the option is there for it. But overall, if you like a sort of roguelike and tactics game, but you want it to not be as difficult as some of the others, and you can get through this, I feel like you can get through this quicker than a lot of other roguelikes as well. Like the runs, you can get much further into it, if not complete it in one turn without dying, which I'm always grateful for. It gives me less headaches. I don't have to repeat it over and over again. It's got decent, like, art style as well. I like the art style. It's sort of simplistic but also detailed. It's really weird, but it suits it really well. Then check this one out. Like I say, it's something different. It combines multiple genres, and it's not got a crazy difficulty curve. But that's that for you guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have, hit that like button, hit subscribe, and we'll see you soon for more gaming content. Bye for now.